Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The ones who are familiar with historical events from Soviet Union, there were some purges done by Stalin, and they were in the 30s and he wanted to do some in the 50s, and these purges were done in the name of the enemy of the Soviet people and the Soviet Union. And whomever was considered that was working against the Soviet people and the Soviet Union, enemy of the state, was summarily charged and sentenced and sent to the Gulag, or some of them just disappeared. There were millions of this kind of people who just based on, nowadays we know, bogus accusations and unproven espionage or working against Russian people or Soviet Union or Soviet people, not the Russian people. There wouldn't have been a crime, I guess. So there were millions, and based on those decrees issued by Stalin, you had people on the territory who would perform this kind of task of gathering people, gathering information, gathering people, round them up, and so on. Stalin would sign a paper with the names without knowing anyone over there. I mean, how many people can you know by name in your lifetime? 100, 200, 300? All right, we're talking about millions. And a lot of people, paid back some personal situations, vendettas with, the neighbor, the friends, enemies, things like this. So a lot of people just got in trouble because of the human nature, which is as it is. Now, I see a lot of similarities between those behaviors, those acts, those times, and what's occurring as we speak in Ukraine with Zelensky. We can use, always, actually, it's used in times of crisis. Big crimes occur because the regular process of analyzing the crime is flimsy, and in the name of emergency and the stringent the situation, then you have to act. So you don't have time to follow all the procedures. And by the time they try to follow the procedure, those people are already dead or damaged. In this case, I suspect that the same environment is in Ukraine. And why? Is because Mr. Zelensky, I don't think he's very much inclined towards being a Democrat. But who is? When you got the power, you want to stay there, and once you get more power and more power, you want more power. It's like drinking, salty water or something. You want more and more and more. So the same here. He made some big changes in his government and his security forces, intelligence forces, all on the name of treason, and sometimes did not even provide a reason why. For instance, the ambassador in Germany was removed, or his childhood best friend from the intelligence community or service country information was removed, or the attorney general was removed. He didn't even give a reason why. He didn't call them traitors or anything like that. He just removed them. I understand that sometimes you want to the rotation of personnel, but not in the middle of the war. You don't really want that unless they underperform, or you just want a change so the enemy doesn't get used with the techniques or tactics of the particular general. These were not generals, so they could have stayed over there. Now in the position, the thing is, something is going on, and I assume it's either orders from Zelensky's sponsors and his desire to get a real grip on the situation. And maybe there are some other forces behind that we don't know yet that really are reshuffling all these guys. So let's see this article, which is from Republic World, comes from August 15th, 2022. Ukraine's Zelensky fires top security officials amid crackdown on treason. the report states. So Ukraine Zelensky is not Zelensky, is Ukraine that belongs to Zelensky. You know what I mean? So they don't want to point a finger at Zelensky, who I'm guessing has got the full power, like Stalin. Like we say, Stalin's Russia round up 20 million people for treason. And I mean, okay, Russia, no, based on what? So let's say Ukraine's embattled president, so from the very beginning, we find out that he is absolved of anything wrong. He's embattled. That means he's under pressure. Other people want to do harm to this gentleman, who is no poor guy. Ukraine's embattled president, Volodymyr Zelensky, on Monday reportedly fired, so it was not Ukraine who fired, it was Zelensky who fired, reportedly fired the heads of 3 regional offices of the country's security services. So after 6 months he realized that those guys are no good. Ukraine's embattled, this came after the president dismissed the top official in the agency over treason. So this came after the president dismissed the top official in the agency over treason. So that was the thing with his boyfriend from childhood. According to Russian state media RT, the top security officials in Kiev, Lviv and Ternopil regions were fired by presidential decree, and the new leader was immediately appointed to the Kiev office of the SBU. However, the other 2 agents are yet to be revealed. Zelensky has been scrutinizing the security agency since mid-July. Was he? No, it was not he. It was some other people who scrutinized those people. So if those people decided and determined that those are, for whatever reason, they are involved in treason, they decided, gave it to Zelensky, and Zelensky said, oh yeah, okay, well, yeah. How would be able to? He's got his people around. Yeah, those people who oversee that and oversee that. So Zelensky has been scrutinizing the security agency since mid-July, when he dismissed the head of SBU, Ivan Bakanov, along with his deputy and 4 other regional SBU heads. He also removed Ukraine's Prosecutor General Irina Venediktova, a woman. He must be that kind of, claiming that the sudden dismissals were due to rampant treason under the leadership of officials. So you had all these guys for about 5 months, another 5 months, because they were not appointed 5 months. He appointed them since he came to power, which was more than a year and a half, 2 years, right? So then how in the hell he just realized right now? He's got the power now and he's gonna take care of stuff. Zelensky urges people to Russian citizenship to criticize war. Yeah, this is an article I placed, a video I made yesterday regarding Zelensky, telling us what's right, what's wrong, and if you're not on the what he thinks is right, or maybe he believes is right, then you must be necessarily wrong. So you are this and that. He talks about the Russian people, and he's just off subject, I think. Not off subject. That's very pick and choose interpretation of reality, and then he makes a point like, what are you talking about? Maybe the Russians agree with this war because they have some evidence to support their claim. No? Nevertheless, let's go back with this one. I think, and I'm about 80% or 90% certain that what's occurring in Ukraine is a purge, like Stalin style, the Gruzian, the Georgian, Jugashvili, that was his last name, Vissarionovich, Joseph Vissarionovich Jugashvili. So he's doing this, and you wouldn't do this unless they're underperforming, so something is wrong. Like you have a family, when you have quarrels in the family, it's usually because they have problems with money. And that's where everybody gets stressed, and for every little thing people get angry. That's the first thing, they get angry with money. So something doesn't work in the family, and then everybody points fingers and start all the problems. I mean, domestic violence and arguments and all that, the same here. I think either things are going down, or it's an order from the sponsor, or Zelensky wants to do what Stalin did, take care of the enemy of the people. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.